Hello, everybody, and welcome to Eif X-5. The X event celebrating a decade of extreme international fighting returned for the first time since the beginning month of the calendar year, along with me, Carney, back at the helm of it all, returning after a week of absence. My apologies for being absent, but we are back and back with a bang. The X events continue as the final weekend of April concludes, but the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament begins, and that's what's kicking off tonight. It's all coming your way. This is Eif X-5, and kicking things off, it is the second biggest event only to an EIF WrestleMania each and every year in Extreme International Fighting, a tournament with 16 superstars where the best of the best meet each other in one-on-one action to determine who is the greatest competitor of EIF each and every year. You can call it the Stanley Cup sixth consecutive year. The BFG returns, and EBAMS and Midnight Mayfire are going to be kicking it off in 8 versus 9 seed action as we get set to do entrances and more. We'll just break it down for you real quick. The BFG began in 2012. It is yearly a spring, early summer tournament where the winner gets to pick a prize of their choosing. People have been very creative in the past with those prizes. Of course, a legend of the BFG. Almost, you could practically say the man who put this tournament on the map, Brutality, who won the first 3 tournaments. Well, Ratluck, who's accompanying me tonight, was the winner of the following one. And the current EIF World Champion, who will defend his title tonight, is also defending his BFG crown this year. Hostile Exile, the reigning 2016 Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament winner, will be once again in the tournament. He and Tripod are the only 2 superstars that have competed in every single tournament, as entrances seem to be taking a little bit longer to load, but Midnight had some experience as well last year. We'll talk about that in just a moment. While EBAMS, like many other superstars, are getting their first taste of this tournament. How will they fare? How will EBAMS fare? Well, we're about to find out. And the following contest is our opening match of the evening, and it is the opening match of the 2017 EIF Battle for Glory All-Stars Tournament. Introducing first on his way to the ring, from Detroit, Michigan, he is the number 9 overall seed, Midnight Mayfire. And Midnight Mayfire making his second BFG appearance. It's back-to-back here at the number 12. So the Final Four, he was the first 12 seed to ever do that, and he came within just 1 win of making it to the BFG Finals. Midnight had a big year, and that plunged him forward. Now, he had a bit of a setback, but since then, in late 2016, he held the longest reign as the X Division champion in EIF history. Shortly after that, he would continue that success, and now Midnight, looking like he could be poised for a main event push just 2 years into his EIF career, is going to have to continue to showcase that. He's a favorite to go deep in this year's tournament, but let's see if his opponent can say something about that. Introducing his opponent, from New Jersey, the number 8th overall seed, EBAMS. Well, the 8th and 9th seed have had some terrific matches in years past. In fact, in the 5 BFG tournaments that we've had, the 9 seed has advanced in 3 of those 5 matchups going up against number 8. But EBAMS is a superstar who looks like he might have been able to sneak his way into last year's BFG, but had a collapsing first half of 2016. He was able to pick things up, won the Intercontinental Championship, and he, much like Midnight, could have a chance at being a main eventer in the very near future here in EIF. Bams is confident, though this is his first tournament in the BFG. Many other superstars joining him, and eBams able to get a top 8 seed. We ask that everybody skip Ratluck's entrance with Shane McMahon, including the in-game competitors, as we will get set here for this matchup. All Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament matches this year will take place under the same ruling of a normal match, where the only way to win, given that they are ED rules, is to win by a pinfall. You can also win by a ring out count or disqualification. An intentional attempt to win a ring out count will result in a reverse decision, only if it comes down to a ring out count. But if you throw the guy to the outside and just try to beat him to the count 10, that will result in a DQ. So we get set here. The tournament that each and every year begins in April starts with 16 superstars, a long list. And looking at the list this year after the BFG reveal took place earlier this week, could arguably be the deepest tournament in skill that we have seen in BFG history. And it starts with 16, but by the time we get to early to mid-June, we will be down to just 2 names. The question is, will eBams or Midnight be one of those 2 names? Again, Midnight, a Game 5 semifinalist. He uses his first of 7 allotted taunts. And now eBams will do the same. A very interesting match. Many people think this could be a toss-up. The BFG, one of the most exciting times of the year. Midnight, are you ready? eBams, are you ready? All right, good luck to both you guys. Ding, ding, ding! And the BFG has officially begun. eBams with an Irish whip and a big uppercut that stopped with a right forearm to the face for Midnight Mayfire, who begins jabbing away. Midnight with a roundhouse or a spinning back fist, kick to the chest. Another kick to the chest. And now he roundhouses it. That'll put eBams down on the mat. Again, as I said, this is an example of 2 superstars that both are poised for what they hope will be a main event push coming in the very near future for both superstars. Perhaps a world title match before the end of the summer. Perhaps a world championship reign before the end of the summer for one, maybe even both. Of course, Hostile would have something to say about that. Or one of the 2 people that Hostile will defend against tonight, if either of which are declared new champion, between Tripod and, of course, Ratluck. That's coming up in our main event later on this evening. Running from behind and into a Hurricane Rana goes Midnight over to eBams. Midnight stutter stepping here, just giving some time. eBams getting hit with a couple of strikes to the back, and down goes Bams. Bams going to grab the ropes, gives the green light to Midnight. He'll happily take advantage, and a backbreaker gets eBams out of green. Midnight cruising so far in this opening night action. And you want to talk about X-5, of course, and we're mentioning this. This is EIF X-5, but it's so hard to think about that. You just get engulfed in the idea that the BFG is back. It's such an entertaining commodity here in EIF. I mean, started 5 years ago as just a side thing. The matches, none of the matches in the first year's finals are from the beginning to the finals in the original 12-person format. None of those matches made the light of day in terms of an EIF show or a pay-per-view, but now the BFG has went mainstream along with the rest of EIF, as you're watching here on the EIF network exclusively on Twitch. eBams with a running Hurricane, or I'm sorry, it looked like it was going to be a Hurricane Rana, but a rolling senton taking down Midnight, who gets him with a couple of right hands, and eBams gets him back with a leg lariat. While Bams nearly matching up the health. In fact, I think Bams is edging Midnight in there, and Bams, nice reversal. 2-1 reverse advantage in favor of Midnight. And look at eBams, though. Well, he may be underage, but so is Midnight. Doesn't mean he can't get a little sexy with him. eBams, waistlock. And, full house. Well, there's another Hostile move. Somebody considered it a Hostile move right there. Is vintage Hostile Exile. eBams taking a page out of a BFG champion. Probably a smart move to do. Maybe he has been watching some footage. Oh, and a backstabber from a dropping height. No, I don't think so. Oh, wait. Well, he just... Oh, really? Wait, so in your match, eBams isn't getting up right now? And you're... Wait, eBams, Wait, Ebams. Oh, hold on. Ebams, do you have 122.3 momentum with a signature? Oh, God damn it. All right, well, the BFG starting off to a promising beginning. A split screen. All right, well, I'm remaking it. In fairness, it did take a little bit for everyone to get in the match, and we did have entrances on, so could be a factor. Of course, this year's BFG is supposed to feature entrances, but if the matches need to be remade, they will. And many of you that have been following us faithfully over the EIF network know the troubles that the created brand has been dealt with via 2K17, really victims of the game, but we're going to do our best to make it through here. And the match is up once again. We're turning entrances off, so let's go ahead and get these guys back in the matchup, and let's hope for a better result. Let's hope for an end result. Of course, those two, though, in that match looked like they were doing very well against each other. And this could be how the majority of this tournament goes. Could see a lot of back and forth action taking place. Oh, very good route luck. Are you sure? We're taking what, dude? Maybe this is a great time to announce EIF on tour. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. It's not coming back. So, yeah, no, probably not. I mean, it would be very unlikely unless someone would settle for, like, I'd be open to it depending on the pay, but it would have to be, like, monumental. I'm not going to lie, like. That's true, dude. If you want, Rat, I would continue the tour, and we could maybe work out somewhere where you could maybe get compensated a bit. If you'd, I'm not gonna lie though. Before they like, I mean, I'm gonna ask for like a pretty ridiculous price, because last year's tour put me through absolute hell. So I mean, Rallick, if you wanted, I could work 4 dates. You could work 3. All right, well then in that case, yeah, exactly. Well, Greedy and Nexus, if you guys heard it right. That's fucked. All right, so we're going to give this one more try here. Again, 5 scheduled matches for Eif X-5 here tonight. And we want to remind everybody while we have this chance, 2 weeks from tonight, we ask that you join us back here, because guess what? It's another pay-per-view event, and it's back to single brand pay-per-views, the 7th annual EIF Superstars Reborn pay-per-view event. It's all Superstardom all night long, May 13th, and it is the Superstardom Draft. Only 2 weeks left until they'll be able to use their respective Superstardom characters, of course, unless they re-upped their characters for next half, but we're hitting that midway point of the 2K17 tenure, and so that will be coming up. We'll also have more news in coming up next month, which is only 2 days away, but coming up in May, we will have news regarding X6, future BFG round deadlines and details, as well as more pay-per-view schedules, and perhaps even an EIF tour now that we were talking a little bit. Smart idea. Each superstar, yeah, that was good. Each superstar with 1 taunt, just as they started last match. All right, Midnight, are you ready? Ebams. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. And shout out to Ratluck, because it's a take 2 here. Same exact start. And we'll see. And we didn't get a concrete finish here. Ebams with a running clothesline. Clothesline again for both, but Ebams almost got the offense. Here goes Pepsi crossbody. Oh, but wait a minute. Bam stays on his feet. I'm sorry, I called him Pepsi. My bad, wrong guy. Vape Lord George's out it. He was supposed to be here tonight. Ebams with a knee to the face of Midnight. A rolling sunset flip. Again, Midnight Mayfire, now his 2nd consecutive year in the BFG, and overall, Ebams making his Battle for Glory debut, but he's going up against a superstar who is a former semi-finalist in this tournament, went from 16 all the way to 4. So Ebams looking to, despite the fact that he is the higher seed, keep in mind this is the 8 and 9 seed matchup, so they're virtually the same. But if you think about Ebams, though, when it comes to this, Bams is certainly, despite being an 8 seed, he might be one of the few top 8 that is pretty much an underdog. I mean, and, you know, interesting, if you look at the Orthodox offense right now that Bam's doing, taking a lot of long moves and really a different match than what we're seeing actually starting out last match. The first few seconds were the same, but Midnight Mayfire struggling, and he's going to roll out of the ring. He has to take a bit of a breather right now. Ebams. Well, one thing when you see split screens is it allows you to correct mistakes. That might be something that could be a big factor in this year's BFG, as Ebams missing a single leg lariat. It was an honest one, though. I told Ebams, I asked if he had 122% momentum. He said he had less than that, so Bams was honest with me. And now Bams actually used a reversal right there. Did not use a ring escape. That was a reversal. That was a reversal. Oh, are we in a different match? Oh, great, we're in a different match. Because I'm assuming, right? Because they're both on the outside right now. Okay. All right, we're gonna try this again. What did you say, Midnight? Well. Yeah, go ahead and take it off. All right. Well, you know what? We have 5 matches scheduled for 2 hours, and that kind of might help us combat with some technical difficulties such as this. We're going to give Ebams an opportunity to take off the Val Venus move. Maybe it's the one causing a split screen. I don't know. In fairness, I don't think I've seen anybody else do that move as of late, so it's definitely a possibility. That is true. That is true. So we're trying to crack down as best we can. And again, everybody, for those of you that aren't as familiar with the overall history of the BFG, it has historically been an ED tournament. Certainly ED really in a position where you'd love to see this tournament elevate the legitimacy of the brand. ED has struggled mightily as of late. On top of it, it really wouldn't be fair to turn this tournament into a superstardom tournament just because of the unfair advantages that certain characters could end up having over another for sure. So we're going to do our best to make sure that we can see this through. Oh, definitely see what happens. So. Oh, I mean, they probably like, oh, hey, did it load? Okay, we're good. Send it. Sell it. But, yeah. Yeah, I think single player's working. Let's sell it. But, all right. All right. The match is up. So let's go ahead and have this. What did he say? We'll see what we can do. I mean, it really depends. Like I said, I'd be open to maybe doing more BFG matches after the show, but it also depends on how like the timing goes. Because don't forget, this isn't our only ED match. I mean, you still got a triple threat too, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely will. You know that. We all know that's coming. So. Speaking of Superstardom, though, we did mention that. Coming up next, we do have Superstardom action for you. 3 championships on the line, and ASP's is the only mid-card belt. Of course, Hellocity action took place this week. I don't even know who our Hellocity champion is. Isn't that sad? Oh, damn. James again? Or are you just... He's a... Nice. Is Pepsi still Intercontinental champion? He's supposed to defend next week. All right, well, he's going to have to... and I will get the show schedule out before the end of tonight, before the end of X-5. So, hopefully we'll be able to get that up on Twitter for you guys. Get out of my life. All right. All right, so once again, we're going to get counted out. Ratluck obviously going back to his Hollywood roots. He's using the second highest, and then Forbes has been lying about this. Dwayne Johnson, the second highest paid Hollywood actor. Of course, Dylan Lang is first. Ratluck has been breaking press box or box office records. Apparently other guys too is in the works. Dwayne Johnson's going to be returning after dying with Samuel L. Jackson, the first one. Dylan Lang stars as the new cop in town, and The Rock is his sidekick. So again, look out for the trailers of that coming in theaters, I'm sure, as it should, as it always should have been. Can't believe Mark Wahlberg beat you out for the role in the original. That dude's cheese. Yeah. I submitted a review on Rotten Tomatoes. That's true. That is true. All right, we're not even going to ask you if you guys are ready. It's a 1-0 ton in favor of Midnight. Ding, ding, ding. Well, they say third time's the charm, right? And it might be for Midnight as he reversed the Irish whipping rules. All three matches starting out the same in that regard, except this time Midnight is the one that is giving the Irish whip. Ebam's on the receiving end and a Hurricane Rana as Midnight starts out strong. It's a world backbreaker connecting for the former BFG semifinalist. Well, that's embarrassing. And now Ebams goes down. Again, we talked about Superstardom as well. Well, how about tonight's co-main event? NBC Master and Nexus continue their rivalry, and this time NBC Master gets his stipulation pick. If he is to win, he will be a 5-time EIF Superstardom champion. He is also the first overall seed in this year's BFG after going from 13-1. And he was eliminated by his opponent last year in the opening round. Same person he'll meet in the opening round this year. The rules are reversed, though, as he is the higher seed. It's NBC and Tripod again. A couple of BFG rematches, and of course, this is a first ever in the BFG between Ebams and Midnight, who gravitational pull, and that's Emmanuel. That is that's Emmanuel. So it's is it a free move? Right? It's a free up. Well, you know what, here, this is what I think. Given that there was a lot of warp, I think it should just be the free up. There was a lot of warp that happened right there, so we'll judge it as a warp. Okay, so we're still in the same match, right? Bams, you have 55.7, Midnight 62.9. All right, let's go again. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so double knees to the face of Bams for Midnight Mayfire, just trying to make sure we're all dialed in here. Bams uses a reversal. Midnight says anything you can do, I can do better. Right hand negated from Bams. Poor net performance. The voice chat feature has been disabled, and a chop to the back. Maybe that lag assisted Bams a little bit. Stomp. Bams running, and he's able to get Midnight. Tell you what, though, these three matches have featured a lot of back and forth. Midnight using a second ring escape. That was Midnight's second ring escape. Yeah, you did one earlier, and then you came back in, and they had the warp. Oh, you did? Okay, my bad. Then only one. Oh, referee trying to warn Midnight. Oh, Ebams has got to be careful there. Notice he made contact with the official, guys. We saw disqualification take place last year, so Bams had to be cautious, and now Bams from one side all the way to the outside DDT. And he plants, and we split. Did we, or is Midnight still seeing this, or no? Okay, we're having, 113 to 109, or 127 to 109. All right, we'll just have Ratluck watch it. That's a damn shame. All right. Oh. Well, we apologize for that, guys. Unfortunately, is this a bad time to mention Hardcore Sacrifice is an all-ED pay-per-view coming next month? So you don't want to do Ebams at midnight right now? Yeah, why don't you just watch those guys and stream that, and I'll just wait for further instruction. Well, I don't want to do my 15-second delay commentary. In fairness, it gives me excuse to watch some TV. And I hate saying that. I really want to watch the BFG. I can't stand that it goes this way. But there's too many. Wait, hold on, Ratluck. Hybrid, what are you saying? Have him do a manual count. If you're worried about doing a ring out count, Rat, do a manual count. Yeah, nobody uses weapons. And then the referee, if one of them hits the ref with a Luthez, give him a DQ. I'm not kidding. Because you know. Yeah, they hit the ref 5 times, then sure. All right, go ahead, guys. The match is up. Join Ratluck's game. No. No, Phillies. No, because it's delayed, realistically. Wait, nothing's going to be... Wait, why can't you just stream it with no commentary? Or with you commentating? Sure. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Sorry about the confusion, guys. I know this sucks, but... Shut up, I hear you. Yeah, I got it.